Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So this video that I'm going to feature right now is short, but this young lady said something that I've been saying for some years, and I just wanted to, bring this to the fore, present it to my audience because I like what she said. If you looked at enough of my videos and read enough that I've said on the blog, you'll see that what she basically summed up is something that I've been saying for a number of years. Okay. When you start studying the situation with race in Brazil, it's always this thing that says we're proud of being mixed race. You know, we're not like the United States. You guys are about segregation. We're about everybody here has some mixing in their family, right? We're proud of that. But beyond that exterior that says we're all proud to be mixed race, there is this ongoing ideal of being white, being superior. And we see definite signs of that. We see that, Black Brazilian women have, you know, uh, said for years that Black men seem to have a preference for white women. Whenever you look and see a popular soccer star or popular rapper, singer, actor, politician, Black men of means, you rarely, if ever, do you see them with a Black woman. And why is that? Some people will argue, well, it's because once you get to a certain status in life, you're going to be in areas where you don't run into a lot of Black people. Okay, I can buy that to a degree, but I know a lot of these men have Black women in their lives and then they move on and begin to socially climb. How come they didn't take that Black woman with them? Um, you came from a certain neighborhood, you came from a certain family. And it's like there's been most people who talk about this question don't openly say, look, I prefer white women, even though that's a conclusion that a lot of Black women have taken to heart. And I believe, it's a little bit of things. There's things that influence that. I'm not going to say it's 100% Black men just prefer white women, but I do believe it is a strong psychological understanding because, again, Brazil has long uh, promoted the idea of mixing the population so that the overall population becomes whiter. It's called embranquecimento. I'm going to get into the famous picture, the famous painting from 1895. I've talked about this in numerous videos and articles. And to me, it's at the center of understanding how race relations and the idea of racial classification works in a country like Brazil that claims that it is so different from the United States. And it is in some ways, in other ways, it's absolutely not. So I want to get into this video that this young lady made. I don't know, it's been a couple of months now. When I discover material, I often don't have time to get to it. I put it on a back burner, and then in the future, I just come back to it. Now, the reason why I wanted to cover this particular topic today is because of a video I just did where this blonde white Brazilian woman had a child that had fair skin, but people critiqued that the child's skin color was much browner than the mother's. And they accused her. They says, well, I think that's the neighbor's baby. I think they switched your baby at birth. And the baby is fair skinned, but you can see in the features like, that's not clearly a white baby. It has a slight tan to it. But people made such a big deal out of that. She felt the need to go on and record a video to address some of the hate that she was getting, because of the skin complexion and the features of her child. People expected her, being the epitome of whiteness, being a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. They expect her to create a baby that looks like her. And even with this baby having fair skin, very light brown skin, the features of this baby and the color of this feature suggest that this baby is not white. And this is what I'm saying about the contradiction about Brazil. If there's such a pride in all of the mixed race mixing, then why do people make such a big deal out of this woman's baby? What this woman said in this particular video, even though I don't agree with everything she says, but she has the right to believe what she believes, because I've had to move my own position on race in Brazil myself. I just believe that today When people combine the preto and pardo categories in Brazil, the black and brown category, they say 56% of Brazilians are black and brown, and the other 43%, 42%, and some other pieces are either white and something else. Okay. So my take is that all Pardos cannot be classified as black. I do believe there should be a Pardo category because when you come across mixed race in Brazil, you will run into people who you just cannot categorize according to one race. But also within that Pardo category is a significant portion that would be considered black. Okay, yeah. Most African descendants in all of the Americas have some degree of racial mixture. So some of those Pardos, I don't know if it's 25% to 33% of Pardos in Brazil, and it's a sizable population. I would say somewhere between 25 and 33% should be considered black, even under the Pardo category. Right. Anyway, so today, what this Instagram content creator was saying, she says, contrary to popular belief, Brazil does not love miscegenation. It is a necessary bridge to whiteness, which is absolutely, it's the same thing I've said over a number of years. I'm going to go ahead and play part of the video that she spoke, and I'm going to just overdub it. But listen closely to what she said, because I think she's right on point. As I said, this is what I've said ultimately in many of my videos in the past. So anyway, before I even get into her video, let me introduce Beatriz Bueno. She runs an Instagram page called Parditude. I think she created this word as a response to the word negritude, meaning blackness. So she's talking about brownness. She stands on the square that says, look, Pardos are just Pardos. We're not black. We're not white. We are a mixed race population. And when she sees people with a lighter skin or clearly mixed look, she looks at them like, look, why are y'all trying to be black? Why don't y'all just stay in the Pardo brown category where you belong? Now, I did a video a couple of days ago and it went viral. It exploded, had like over 500 comments because this light-skinned woman named Vanessa da Mata says, look, I'm a black woman. Don't take away something that one of the only things I know about myself. And the comments in the comment section were all over the place. People were saying she's not black. You know, you have to have two black parents to be black. Other people were saying, I have people like this in my family. Of course, she's black. You know, black people come in all different colors. So it was a smorgasbord of a mixture of opinions. And I respect it. I still like the conversation. Obviously, people do because there were 500 comments on this video. So let me get into what Beatriz Bueno of the Parditude channel on Instagram said. Because again, she said much of, you know, what I believe. Look at what she said. She says, rescue yourself from racial limbo because Pardos exist. Pardos meaning brown or mixed race people. Okay. So what is she saying? So this moment when miscegenation is praised in quotes is not the mixed race body that is praised, but the possibility that this mixed race body has of becoming white. And if it doesn't, there's still a problem, right? For the racist structure. It's like a body that got halfway in the plan to lighten the population. So it's this body that didn't work out. It's a flaw in the system, and the population, in quotes, continues. It's brown, it's still mixed, and black. So there's no self-esteem based on miscegenation. It's a myth to say that our Brazil loves miscegenation. It's a myth, right? So when I talk about mestiço, mixed race consciousness, is something that's constructed from a paradigm of consciousness, right? Racial consciousness, consciousness of racism, and the consciousness of the mestiço condition, and not what we went through and suffered with the theories of whitening, you know, with the encouragement of a whitening miscegenation. So it's totally different. It's how you recognize miscegenation and the mestiço from an anti-racist perspective. This doesn't exist. It's been created by people like me, like you, like others that are supporting and they're taking part in this movement, which is difficult, but is necessary, and the future lies with this movement. A lot she packed in that like minute and a half video, but this is in essence what I've been saying for a long time. Brazil doesn't care, does not love that people mix. They just want to see the process where the dark-skinned African-looking person becomes completely European-looking. And the mestizo, the mixed race person in the middle, is a necessary step to get to that whiteness. So you see this in Brazil. You see all of these hints. For years in Brazil, you didn't have a black woman who represented the country as Miss Brazil. That first woman, it was about what 32 years into the Miss Brazil competition where a black, or some would argue mixed or brown woman, won the Miss Brazil competition in 1986. Okay. So if you have, so I've asked this question for the longest time. If you have such pride of being mixed race, how come the mixed race population is not a major participant in, in the media in Brazil? There was a video I did well, not a video, but this is still a post on the channel where countries outside of Brazil asked, why is the media so white in Brazil if you're so proud of your mixed race heritage? One video, I think it was from, forget the name of that channel, but they were saying how the news anchors on one particular, I think it was the Record TV channel in Brazil, say the journalists look as white as women in Denmark. This in the great mixed race Brazil country, like, you're so proud of mixed race. Why are you don't have more mixed brown and black people on television? Now that's slowly changing, but this is at the heart of the problem and the contradiction of talking about the pride of being mixed. So we all know, I've talked about this hundreds of times, people on the internet are finding this picture. This is a painting from 1895 by a guy named Modesto Brocos. He was a Spaniard that lived in Brazil for a number of years. And I guess the government sanctioned, they wanted a representation of what they wanted for the future. The ideology was that you overwhelm the country with white Europeans, and those white Europeans are encouraged to mix with the black and indigenous population until 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generations in the future, Brazil becomes white. This is what this poster is, or this is what this painting is all about. The dark-skinned black woman in the back, she's got her hands to the heavens. Why? Because she had a daughter with a white man, producing the mixed race brown woman in the middle. The brown woman in the middle had a child with the Portuguese or white immigrant coming into the country. Again, 4 to 5 million European immigrants came into Brazil between 1870 and 1940. Because Brazil imported 4 to 5 million Africans to do free slave labor for 350 years. Okay, 4 to 5 million Africans. You mix them out. You bring in 4 to 5 million European immigrants and promote this miscegenation. And so the white European has a child with a mixed race baby, and they're hoping for a white looking baby, if not genetically, at least how it appears. The black grandmother has her hands to the sky saying, "Thank the Lord for removing this black stain from my family." The background is symbolized by palm trees, which is a symbol of hope. That is the interpretation of this photo of what Brazilian elites wanted for the future of the country. They wanted a white country. So this is what the woman from Partitude is saying. Brazil does not have pride in this mixed race background. Okay? They have pride in the mixed race background as long as it goes towards mixing towards whiteness. Popular rapper MEC just said this years ago. He says, Brazil is not proud of mixing the population if the offspring of the mixed race comes out darker. They only applaud it if it's a whiter skinned baby. Okay. So this is what we're saying. You hide behind miscegenation to say that we prefer whiteness also, but we're going to cloak this white supremacy behind this idea of miscegenation. Okay. So this is what this woman is saying in essence. Brazil isn't proud of miscegenation. You're proud of miscegenation to the degree that it'll get you closer to a white European look. Okay. Anyway, that's what I have in this video. What did you think? Drop a comment in the comment section. Like this video, share this video, consider subscribing to this channel. Click on that notification bell so you'll be one of the first people to, get a notification when I put up a new video. With that said, I'm going to end this video here and ask you to drop by and check out my next video.